Hello, Paul is the best for UK here and welcome to another video. Now this video is my thoughts and sort of like primitive review of Sky Q. We recently had this installed not long ago, a couple of months ago now I would say. We had Sky HD before it and Sky Plus before that, and the original Sky Digital 1998 style platform before that. If you look in my other videos you might see some videos about Sky back in the day. Okay, so yeah, I'm very impressed with this. It's quite impressive for what it is. I mean, you've got everything all like bundled into one now with like iPlayer, BBC, etc, ITV Hub, all the apps and all the catch up and stuff. Now I know a lot of the catch up was also on Sky HD, but this is much more enhanced than that. You can see, like, just looking through the planner, you've got like folder pictures and stuff, and like it will generate like these marquees and stuff to show you how just makes it look a lot prettier. Obviously it's using this through the internet, so this box needs to be connected to the internet to get the best out of it. Now one thing that you will notice, or you might notice on these boxes, that it seems to be a bit of a troublesome part of them, at least with the current firmware, is you might get this message sometimes. I got that quite a lot at first. It seems to improve now, but you might get that, so if you do, then I recommend turning off your router for about a minute, turning it back on, turning off your Sky Q box for a minute as well, turning that back on, and it normally resolves it. If it doesn't, you might have to enter your wireless password again if you decide to use this over wireless. These boxes will run on an Ethernet cable as well, which is much more reliable, but my placement of the router and the box, it's not really ideal for me to do that, so I've used it over wireless. Okay, so yep, so everything's sort of like joined together and like in sort of this massive hub. They're trying to like sort of get Netflix, all the streaming services, or as much of them as they can, together into one place, because there's that many, isn't there now? There's Netflix, there's Paramount Plus, there's Disney Plus, there's YouTube, there's just so many things. So there's games on this box as well, which Sky HD didn't have. The original Sky system did with its open platform, but guess what's returned? Beehive Bedlam, do you remember that? But sadly it's not in its original form. It's still the same game, but it's like sort of on the shifted over to the right now, and it's got no music, so I think they've designed it so you can watch TV whilst playing Beehive Bedlam at the same time. But I prefer the original version with the lovely atmospheric music and full screen graphics, but that's just me. You might differ on that. So sorry about the focusing issues. You've got many other games as well, like sort of Android style games. This box is not Android though, so don't think it's Android. So what do I think about it? Yeah, I'm very impressed. I think it's a good box. I think it's a good service. Sadly, Sky is not exactly the cheapest around. It's quite expensive. You can do a lot more things on this than you can with the original Sky HD. Like you can record 6 channels at once, watch the 7th. You can also have your subsequent multi-screen boxes in any room of the house this time. It's not limited to where the satellite dish can feed to. So for example, you need the main box on the satellite dish, but any subsequent second box, or mini boxes as they're called, you can have one in the kitchen, one in the kids' bedroom, one in your bedroom. There's no actual requirement for the satellite cabling anymore. It's all done through a clever technology. I think Sky calls it the Sky Mesh, and it sends the HD signal to all the other boxes via some sort of wireless signal. It's not using the router as well, so if your internet goes down, it doesn't affect the picture, it just affects the online services. So let's have a quick rundown of what I like and what I don't like about Sky Q. So what do I think are some of the pros and cons of using a Sky Q setup? Here are the negatives, or the cons if you like. Sometimes Sky Q fails to connect to wireless, maybe a fix in a future update. The recording facility is shared on all Sky boxes in multi-room setups. This means that all of your people in your household will have access to exactly the same programs. As of this firmware, Sky seem to have removed the Remind feature, which can be very handy in the planner. Sky said that this was down to the new features of the SkyQ box, such as voice search, etc. So it's no longer required. What do you think about that? And of course, the obvious negative, SkyQ or Sky in general can be very pricey these days. You can get free SAT solutions a lot cheaper, and also bear in mind SkyQ has to use the new wideband LNB on your dish. Shall we have a look at the positives? The box is an interactive powerhouse, so it's got the best of all worlds such as Netflix, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, iPlayer, ITV Hub, Channel 4 version of the Channel 4 Hub, all of them 5-star. It's a catch-up powerhouse, so you don't need a separate smart device such as an Amazon Fire Stick. It's not quite as refined as the Amazon Fire Stick, but it's all built into one unit. Of course, the main SkyQ set-top box runs at 4K natively, so this will be very important for your 4K televisions. Bear in mind, if you've got a 4K television and the original Sky HD box does not run in 4K, it's just limited to 1080p. One massive advantage of SkyQ over Sky HD is the fact that you can run the second or third boxes in any room you desire. There is no requirement for a satellite feed to any subsequent box. Back in Sky HD or Sky Plus days, you would have to have wires running to each bedroom for the satellite feed. That is no longer required. With SkyQ, you can watch a program downstairs, press stop or pause, and then continue watching it upstairs or in any other room that you've got your multi-screen. All the recordings are done on one box, so it sort of shares it to each subsequent other box. You can record probably up to 6, I think, channels at once and watch a 7, which on the original Sky platform you could only do up to 2 at once. I'm sure there's plenty of other benefits of SkyQ, but the main one I think is Super Ultra HD 4K viewing. Some of the channels and broadcasts of 4K UHD or ultra high definition. So that could be a selling point for many people. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you found it useful. Just a basic primitive video, but hopefully you will subscribe and give it a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.